It is time to start with stream. We have now our second to last tech tree showcase. At least in terms of the actual tech trees. If you want to see it that way, which is the IS-7, which we're doing today, and then the 140, which we're doing next Sunday, so next week, obviously. So 2 Russians left. Today it's time for the IS-7. It's gonna be interesting. We also still have my least favorite tanks left. We'll see when I get that stream done. Don't know yet. But yeah, I guess we'll wait and see, right? So, not much to talk about really, other than to say hi to Dark and Yusuf, who were here early. And they're currently dead chat, but that's fine. Yeah, it's time to get Amarek today. But before we do that, let's just get the line started. Which is starting from the A20 to the KV1 and then a full heavy tank branch, which is nice. It pretty much teaches you the playstyle up until the tier 10. Pretty early, though the low tiers are a bit. So we'll get to that. Yeah, we're starting with the A20 and me finally. The chat is dead, yes, Dark. Not the stream though. So yeah, I finally figured out that this was the actual gun to use, not the big one. The big one is dumb, this one is good. Because you do lose out on penetration, which happens, you know, is a thing. But you get just a really good gun handling. 2.6 and 0.32 is really good for low tier. So I'd highly advise you to play with this gun if you ever have to grind that, unless you have already. It's lovely. 7 seconds reload though is not too nice, and well, it's low tier, so it's always this shitty 1000 DPM mark. Pen again, pretty much the same. 120 alpha, which is pretty interesting. 100 and 140, so not a whole lot of difference. 7 degrees of gun depression with this gun as well. Not sure if there's no difference to the other gun. On that regard, in terms of speed, this is quite nimble as it's a light tank. Of course, you got 42 top speed. Average, sorry, 45 top. 18 reverse is also pretty neat. Reverse speed is always nice to have. And I mean 26%, but 26 horsepower ton is really nice acceleration, so you get up to that speed fairly quickly. It doesn't really have any armor, I don't think. Other than maybe bouncing on a ridiculous angle on the upper plate. There's not really much to work with here, so yeah, that's all there's to it. That's the load that I'm playing with. Let's get on. Let's also say hi to Ripa, Leppy, Martin, and Jared. Hello everyone, and Pete, how are you all doing today? Hope you had a good weekend. It is coming to a close now. Starting to get into the Christmas days. Lol, Dark. Good job. What did you get though? Alright. So A20, first time actually playing with this gun, because I was an idiot in all other tech tree showcases. I had the big gun, which is just bad. So don't do that really. This is far better. Basically like choosing the small gun on a T92E1. You just have way more gun handling instead of alpha damage. And yeah, you do lose out on a bit of pen, but I don't think it's really detrimental. But the alpha damage is pretty interesting, considering that the caliber of this gun looks to be very small, right? But you have 120 that you pack. That is a lot of damage. Sure, I must say. And it's like only maybe 20 or 40 damage behind the big gun? Or did the other gun have 200? I don't remember. But yeah, that's a pretty neat gun, I would say. That headset is making a bit of a statement down there. That way. But the aim time is just really nice. It feels like a Chinese medium, more or less. Of course not quite. Nothing is as insane as the Chinese medium aim time, but this is already pretty neat. So you might even go for like supercharge and refined gun on this thing, instead of the other two that improve aim time, which I don't know the names of. But that's all up to personal preference, of course. Got that guy out. There's a lot of tanks here, which I'm not a fan of. I'm gonna clear this guy though and try to escape. Because there's those A-20s that are quite aggressive. I just had to get a situation. Especially because we only had 2 tanks behind me, and there was basically 4 that started pinching us. And that's not fun times, of course. Lowered a bit there. 99 over 120. Not too fun. But should be a victory here. I think those A-20s not in a platoon but played together, more or less. Quite rare to see. And also don't have a camera. I think they got that guy. Oh, he just killed someone. There we go. And it's just a church left. A full church. That is nice. Alrighty then. It's time to farm. Might track them as well. That is evil. He's also fully stock. I kind of feel bad for him. But I also kind of don't. But I mean, he's playing at Churchill. Probably wants to grind it as a new player. And then he's playing that thing stock. Like everything stock. What? I also love how I just not am penning these shots on the side. I hit that one red spot sideways. Oh, come on. It took way too long until he died. Jesus Christ. Hey Linux. I'm alright. I'm getting shittier again with the way I feel. It's okay, I guess. It's getting bad again. Let's put it down. Hey Georges, how you doing? Planning your new skiing vacation. Oh nice, Ripper. Enjoy, man. Sounds fun. I've never been skiing, but I always wanted to. It's expensive. And I never went anywhere on vacation really, so that's just, you know, that's how it be. Harbor tournament, just defeats. We gotta talk about that, by the way, Linux. And sorry for not responding. Was a bit occupied. Yeah, Vlad, that makes sense. Playing with his prey. Martin, that was not on purpose, but we got an ace. But it wasn't on purpose. I kind of messed up a lot of bounces there on the side. Which is not so fun, let's put it that way. But yeah. Let's just enjoy some nice relaxing low-tier action. I did say hi, Layla, did I not? Did I not say hi? If not, then a special hi to you. Hey, son. You can see the reflection on his face. Yeah, I mean, this right now on my face is just a monitor. Because these maps are fucking bright. I hate it. Especially, like, Dead Rail is so bright all the time. It's terrible. Would you? That thing is fully red. Well, more or less. See, Clever? Dude, this is the tech tree showcase, Georges. You know. Know that. Oh my god. What was that lag? Excuse me? That is a stock M7. Oh, look how it looks at you. So judgmental. I'm not a fan. Also because the pen is not enough. 85 is actually surprisingly low when you fight like M7 and Panzer 4Ds. They got quite a bit of armor. You wouldn't think that at first, but they actually do. Especially because of the angles and especially for the M7, the curves, I think. Or the way it's shaped. Make it really difficult to play. Even if you do have the penetration. Just hit a bad spot. Can be pretty much a non-pen because it's an out of bounds angle. So you gotta be careful when you fight those things. Always be careful. Also, have I talked about this on stream yet? My chair is still not here and I'm really mad about it. I ordered it at like the start of December. It was supposed to be here this week. It said like Wednesday to Saturday. It didn't arrive yesterday. And then it says 1 day after or within the next 3 days after that. So I gotta wait until before Christmas. Get my goddamn chair. And I spent so much on just waiting. Mostly. If this chair doesn't come, I'm gonna be mad as hell, by the way. So expect the rage on stream if it isn't gonna be me just relaxing in the new chair. Yes, Layla, that's great. Wait, let me turn off one of my settings that stops background noise on my mic. So you're gonna hear a really bad mic quality, but maybe you can hear my channel. I guess it might be a bit hard to hear, but it's very loud. And sometimes it gets picked up by recordings. Let me just turn the filter back on. Because my god, I see my mixer going wild down there. Hey there, Wolf. How you doing? And I hit the desert maps in this game. Old man chair from horror game. Yeah, some of them are okay, some of them are really heavily team dependent. Sounds like a cat meowing. I know, which is why a lot of people like thought, is it a cat? But no, it's just my goddamn chair. So yeah, that's my chair. That's why I want a new one. It should have arrived already. And I'm sad it's not here yet. Anyway, let's move on. KV1 now. The tank to learn your side scraping, in my opinion. If you do. Shut up. It's, in my opinion, the tank to learn side scraping with. But let's talk about the gun first and other stats and get to the armor after. So, gun handling is trash, as you can see. 5.2 seconds. 0.43 accuracy is not great. You get a little bit of a DPM buff. 200, but it's not great. Like nearly 10 seconds for 100, 200 alpha. This is yikes, dude. That's a yikes. You have 120 and 161 pen, which is okay, I guess. But 7 degrees of gun depression is also alright. But it's just these stats up top are not too great. In terms of speed, this thing is lackluster as well. 10 power to weight. It's slow as hell. Only 10 reverse and 34 top. Of course, it's a heavy tank, so that's should be. And in terms of the armor, it has pretty much the same all around. 100 on the turret everywhere, 75 and then 57. And let's just turn. So what you do? Fuck, how do I actually do this? I don't know if I can. Let me just. Let's do this. And let's get a calculator. So imagine this is the wall. Just God, really. I can't work with this. When I click on this, minimizes. So let's angle this thing first. So let's say you want to angle like this and look this way. That means you want to peek on the house like this. Maximum this, but it exposes this spot already, which you don't want to do. God damn it! I hate this motion. Can we not have this motion, please? Thank you. Oh no. There we go. So you want to have maximum this, that your lower plate is hidden. But you're gonna reveal this, which is a weak spot. Your side is basically unpenetrable from anything in those tiers. I'm not even sure if like tier 7 plus can pen that. Guess it just depends. But I don't think you can really get pen here at all. You also gotta remember the turret is somewhat of a weak spot still for most of the low tier Russians, so keep that in mind. But if you want to angle somewhat like this, of course, back and forth will help. So keep that in mind. And right, let's turn this off again. But yeah, that's how I would damn it, my nose. Angle this thing, more or less. In terms of the side, I mean, it's just flat. There's nothing gonna bounce unless they hit the track. You can't get HE in this thing by like anything you need. Pretty nice. Unless maybe a KB2 in the lower or like that part, but I'm not too sure actually. But yeah, this thing is pretty neat. Pretty nice in terms of armor. It really learns you how to side scrape. Come on, Pete, not like that. You oiled your chair recently. Why the fuck would I oil a plastic chair? My cat's not in the room, guys. Please. Please stop. I might blood if I need to. Also, hi Daniel. Yeah, Layla, I don't want a software just for other software to work. I don't really need that. So yeah, let's focus on the game though. We got 1 KV5 of the enemy team. Because this has somewhat 7 degrees, though I don't believe it. Because it just doesn't look like it. You can work this thing hold down. Is he escaping the fight with me? I don't like that. Layla, I am poor. Of course it's a plastic chair. What do you mean? Or more or less it's all plastic. With some really shitty leather on it. Regardless of that, let's... Oh, I gotta kind of fight. But look at that aim time. That is absolutely terrible. Let's angle towards them. If need be. Seems to be the case that it has to be. As you can see, that top part is a weak spot. I think you can also over angle this tank a little bit to make sure that they don't see your front weak spot. But you really gotta be careful. Like if I angle like this against that Electro, he's not gonna be sideways. And my front is too strongly angled for him to go through as well. So you can also learn to over angle in this thing, but always be more or less careful. God damn it, guys, what is this in the chat? Epics, yeah, apparently, like, how is that? I'm not sitting on my cat, what the hell? Guys, you are weird. Jesus. My god. What's wrong with you guys today? Layla, I'm pretty sure it's not fine. But, you know. That's also why I want to. Oh. Not really an eventful game, so let's just hop right into the next one. Because... Oh god, Mirage again? Really? Really? Look, now I'm orange. I don't like this map at all. Especially because it's just so boring in a way. But let's see what we can. Regardless, one heavy per team, just a KV1 on both sides. Hey, how are you guys doing? You do realize, Georges, there's no G1 in the game. What is it, Dark? I'm confused. Spy? Oh, nice. Good job, mate. Oh, God. I am not a fan. Where did he hit? Can't see it. Oh, rip. But I lost my only backup I had. Should really get. But I mean, why even have the time? I'm angling backwards. Trying to angle to as many as possible, but that's not easy. Can't pen my yet, you can pen the front. Yeah, that's just... That's how it be. Ah, you meant T1 head. Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. Don't worry, Georges. It's fine. Alright. Anyway. I mean, that basically shows the armor for the tank. I guess that's a good enough game. Because we did bounce a whole lot, and that's what I mean. If you just angle, even if you aren't even behind something, if you just angle up, because your side is really strong. Like, really strong. How much millimeters was it? It's 57 in the side, which is like angled. Yikes for them to pen that. And your front, because alright, let's just say this tank, because you angled your front as well, like if you are in this position, imagine this is a KV1, then this is more and more angled, so it's harder to pen, same as for this. But of course this gets increasingly easier the more like move to the side. But because you are this far, you have a huge amount of tracks which are not going to be penned. And the upper plate also still has enough to withstand anything at that tier, basically. Just 6s could maybe go through it, like if you over angle. So don't do that against 6s, only against 5 and 4 if you meet them. But yeah, that's what I recommend. Hey Duka, and let's move on to the KV1S. Not a fan of this thing, like at all. Give me just really one quick second. All right. Use the 85mm. Do I? No. This one. No. No, I won't. That is it is a good and valid point you're making. But look at the penetration loss. 120 for tier 6. Like, what? No, dude. No. That's terrible. Keeping this gun. But I still hate this tank. Because you have 18 seconds basically on reload. Do 400 damage. Which is god awful. Let's keep it real. You have like 1400 DPM, which is barely any better than the KV1 has with its 1200. Nah, dude, nah. You have 6 seconds aim time. 6? Really? Dispersion is still shit with 0.4. 10 is okay, I guess. 175, and it's basically a standard Russian 122. 175, 217. That's like what you get on all of those tanks. 400 alpha, 340, and 508 degrees of gun depression. It's nice. Speed is okay. One with 16 power to weight and 43 top. Reverse is shit though with 11. And this thing has no armor. This thing has a shit lower plate, a shit upper plate. Basically, this is a worse KV1 hull. Because this thing can side scrape and over angle. Whilst this cannot. This is absolute paper. This is paper, which even this thing can be HE'd by the KV2 frontally. This is just easy to pen. I guess you could bounce if you hit that one, but why would you shoot at that? The turret is paper as well. It's like you can pen these cheeks super easily. You have a massive cupola. Your turret is easy to pen if you just turn slightly sideways. You can get HE into the side. And it's a shit tank, right? Let's get that out. I don't like it at all. But yeah, that's how I play with the tank in terms of the equipment. And let's get on. You sell your soul to the guns? Well, that's fine to you, but not this one. This tank is shit. So bad. Alright, let's have some fun against tier 7s. Fun times, everyone. Let's get in the proper mood with the light. There we go. That's how I feel right now. Wait, no. Even better. This is how I feel right now. Keeping it on for this tank. Or off. Let's see, Yukon against his 7s. Gravedigger's gonna be a pain to deal with, and the E1. Like, how are you gonna end them from? You can't aim at shit. Because this gun handling in time is garbage. And your pen is not good. Reliably pen in front of. Nor can you side scrape with this tank. You should be fighting mediums, but you don't have the DPM for that. Like, what you gonna do? I guess snapshot like an absolute god is what you could do. I got no support. Are there no hit marks? No, they are. They are so small. Jesus Christ. Do you guys notice that? Oh wow, we're finally reloaded. Our reload is longer than a Gravedigger unloading and fully reloading. Or at least it's comparable. And that thing does way more damage. And has armor. You could say, oh, this thing has mobility, but like, that doesn't make up for anything. At least in my opinion. Not good enough. Really gotta make careful trades with this thing. But how do you do that if you're basically not able to fight for like 20 seconds? I'm dead. I missed that, so I'm now dead. There's no way I'm surviving. There was no way. So yeah, let's see what these guys can do in a 3v6. It does have an easy to hit ammo rack, that is true. Well, he got that one, I guess. This guy's gonna die. Because he's not pursuing the KV1S, so he's gonna die here. Maybe not! We still lose there. So yeah, let's play again to show how not fun this tank is. Nice. I feel very empty inside right now. What did you hear often? I said a lot of things that you could, but what exactly didn't? Cracking that back a bit, because you know, back problems are a thing. Yay. Tips on the 54. George, just wait for next week when I do my tech tree showcase on the 140. 1 second. Just need to complain to someone about not always tagging at everyone. Jesus Christ. Hey Ikris, how you doing? Alright. So we lost like 20 seconds for that, but that's fine, right? Let's play with our 8 degrees of gun depression down here. I think that's gonna work. As long as we don't get shot in the side, that is. Oh, never mind. I take that back. I was about to say, how the fuck? How did I not spot him either though? Like, okay, that's maybe 200 meters, but still. Wow, dude. I was like, how do I miss on 150 meters? Like, that's ridiculous. Yes, Georges, I have, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna get taken down very soon. Because I've heard from a lot of sources that it's ripping off a lot of things from Blitz and from PC, Blitz and War Thunder. Meaning that it basically steals a lot of things like sounds and music. I heard are just blatantly stolen, so pretty sure that's gonna get taken down. Hey London. Almost no gun depression. What do you mean? The 54 has 5. 5 is, which I think is like a great gun depression. 4 is where I draw the line. Of like, nah, this is unplayable. I mean, some tanks, depending on the gameplay, do work. Like, I like the 100M1, but that's just me. But something like the WZ-120, I just could not agree. Because of the god-awful gun depression. So yeah, that's just me. 5 is good, Georges. You just need to work it properly. I mean, if you can't work it, for you it will be bad. Of course, that's fine, you know, that's your opinion. Some people are like, well, 6 degrees of gun depression is shit, I can't play like that. That's fine, that's their opinion. I can play with 5. That's perfectly fine to me. Oh wow, the track did absorb some damage. By the way, this thing burns a lot as well. Hello? But my controls not work. If you shoot like right there where that one hole is, can you see it? Between the 2 tanks? If you shoot around that part, you set this thing on fire as well. Pretty often. What do you mean Senko ignoring you? Have I not said hi yet? Have I not? What do you mean ignoring? You haven't said anything for like the past 20 minutes, Senko. What do you mean ignoring you? Oh wait, there's that one message. Oops. Sorry. Oh man, Senko. Yeah, Landon, see, that's what I meant. Some people can't play with anything on a certain threshold. That's just how it be. I didn't, Ferris. Leave me alone. Or should I? Should I do the bad thing and pull out the glasses, guys? But yeah. I'm not a fan of this tank. As you've heard. I don't recommend it. Play through it as quick as you can. Try to hold down, peekaboo, snap, because Russia with I don't know, just try to trade with this thing and don't go frontline. It's not gonna work. But yeah. 8 tank bis. Alright, anyway. Yes. A basically better KV-1S. My opinion. And you can also play this with this gun right here. It is a viable. Okay, let me get the light back on a second. Yeah, I'm feeling purple. Alright. You can play this with this gun. I think, was it this tank that I put into my stock tank video? Maybe, maybe not, but this was one of my considerations because this gun is fine, to be honest. You get way better gun handling, as you can see. Everything up top is green. You get a bit more premium pen. Though, of course, you lose the alpha damage. Both guns are viable. Just a little point there. But you have even worse aim time at 6.3 seconds. Which is god awful. You have a little bit more better dispersion at 0.4. And now finally some DPM, 1900. Still the same penetration, 175, 217, 61. Same alpha damage, 6 degrees of gun depression now, so you're dropping. Speed is, I think, similar to the KV-1S. I'm not sure if there's too much of an issue. I think the power to weight on the IS is way better, but it also weighs more. So it doesn't do a lot. But 34 and 14 are pretty nice. And the armor is just... It has been buffed, luckily. Usually you could easily pen this here, 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 and here. Like basically everywhere in the front, right? What I'm trying to say. Now it got buffed pretty well. I'm not sure if this is still a weak spot. It might be, but you can't pen these frontally without being on an angle anymore. I'm not sure about the turret though. How much that got. I know it got buffed, but I'm not sure how much. So polarizer thing. Of course, you always have the armor indicator. So why am I telling you this? You know, just for safety. Here for fire, basically. Back here for an ammo rank. Or I think even in the middle here. I'm not sure. But yeah, it doesn't have a lot of armor. You can make it work, of course, if you want to. Thanks for the lag. Yeah, else there's not a lot really to talk about armor-wise. Pretty standard loadout here. And let's jump into it. Don't aim, let Stalin guide the shell. Yeah, I guess, but doesn't always work with the Russian number generator. Alright. Neville Frontier. A mediocre map for once. So let's see how we can do here. We are in T8, so we're gonna have to struggle against that Tiger and that Löwe. Considering to go up, or at least to the left. Let's actually do it. I don't really think this thing is gonna be capable of fighting heavies front on. Like the Tiger especially. We do have an extra heavy, and they also don't seem too committed to go to the other side. 49 is stock, no camo, so that's a bit of a drawback. Else I think this team should be good to go, maybe? But yeah, let's just see what we can do in the IS. I'm gonna stay down, because going up is not too great, especially with only 6 degrees. You'd want to go up if you have like 7 or more, I think. Pretty much what you need. gonna play properly. I have to really fall back here. But as you can see, the buffed armor is working. And before all of those shots would have penetrated easily. Because this thing was paper in terms of armor. But yeah, you do bounce the occasional shot now, which is pretty neat. Putting that on. I would recommend with this thing, never fully aim, because after like 2 or 3 seconds maximum that you're aiming, you can basically shoot. Unless you get like situations like this. You're threading the needle. Russia! Well, there's the Lover. Didn't really want to fight against you, but guess I have to now. See if we can get his front. Ooh. Bit slow on that reaction there. Another good thing with this tank is, thanks to the high alpha, you can easily track people. Which makes for very nice plays if you like play around corners, the people go around. Russia! And you just track them like I did with that Lover here. Of course it's not going to do a lot if they still have a repair kit, but you know what it does? It takes their repair kit away. So if you track them again, they might either have to spend their last and be stuck with no repair kit for the next minute, or you just have them there as a sitting there. Either of which is a really nice thing to do. Gonna take this one here. I could have used adrenaline to probably get that job. Oh, never mind, I don't need that. Back them again. See, that's what I mean. And it seems he is now. Either that was repair speed 7 or his repair kit. Sure. And that is Russia. Working once. That's just how it happens sometimes. Nothing you can control really. I could have probably aimed longer. I didn't want to sit out in front of that guy too much, really. Get one free shot into this tiger before he is fully frontally towards us, which is not going to be a fun time. Especially with the way the Emil is moving. We lost topside with SB1C, which is fun. One more into him. Alright, pretty good game, I would say. Load HE in case we do see that SB1C. I'm gonna have to quick swap against that guy. Or for exactly that reason. I wouldn't have been able to snap that if I had to quick swap. It's basically this, by the way. An insta swap of the ammo shell. What I call the quick swap. Alright, he cannot clip us. I want to see how much HP he was on. I don't recall. 400. You miss me? Actually load APCR here. Maximum ready. I might as well. I don't know what the reload on that thing was actually. I'm gonna pretend like I do. Use adrenaline. Hope for the best. No. I tried to over angle to bait him to shoot my track. Didn't work. Ah, don't bounce now, please. Yay, we win. Look at that. Let's check the chat. Got the veteran camo. The AMX is indeed good, fellas. Yes, it is a nice one. Hey Runtley, how you doing? Just got Hall of Fame in this thing, but less 5k battles. And it was a loss. Oof, Georges. Oof. M-time sucks, it does. It's either you fully aim to like make sure, or you just half-ass aim, which is what I do a lot with this thing. And it did work. We got an ace with 4k damage, which is pretty damn nice. Whoever has good repair speed. Yeah, I always don't know, because tanks have different repair speeds. So. Else you guys say? Oh, that was a great game then, George, for you, wasn't it? Yeah. Alright. 4.3k. Pretty neat result. What do you mean, Duca? I'm just calling him Georges, because that's what it says to me. And he didn't complain about me saying it wrong once, so... Joke's on you! I guess. Maybe, who knows. Alright, let's play another one. But before that, I want to save that replay. That was pretty good. I don't know, Dark. I really have no clue. I do say it wrong? Oh god. How else would you say it then? I've been calling you this since you joined this channel, basically. God damn. See. I always tell people to tell me if I say the name wrong, like please. Good. Gorgeous then? That sounds wrong in my head. Especially from the way I'm reading it. That doesn't sound proper. Gorgeous then, over. Gorgeous Freeman. Yeah? Nice. Couldn't you have told me that, Freeman? No? No? Don't you think you could have told me that? Ah! Hey! Why do I even ask you guys to tell me? I know what gorgeous means. I just always read it as George's. I don't know why. Russia. But yeah, you can't really side scrape anything, but not against the 8s at least. Sounded cute? Oh god, no. I'm a grown adult of 18 years. I don't want to be cute. God damn it. Who else's name did I fuck up? Tell me, guys, come on. Come on, tell me in the chat now. I want to know all of it. Who's been lying to me all these years? Who was it? Who of you is lying to me? Oh. Oh. Fuck, I hit his gun. That's not good. Reverse. I don't even know where he hit me. Oh. No angle, best angle, I guess. Right, let's run before he reloads, because he got better reload than me. That was cutting it very close. Fuck, is he using calibrated? Is that why I was able to outrun him? Did he not use food? One of the two, because that thing has like what, 11.8? It's like about a second quicker, and I was on like 0.8 when I was just about to hit around the corner. So something's off with this spaceship. Or Celestial, sorry. It's all the same shit. Bounce one, please. Please, bounce one. Bounce one, please. No! God damn it. Who's the imposter? Yeah, exactly. Duca. I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess it's just accent things. You can't have a midlife crisis if you aren't even in your 20s, Dark. Come on. Don't worry, gorgeous. Oh god. Gorgeous. It is fine, sir. I might just say Freeman. That's why for some people I've just been avoiding specific parts of their name to just not have that happen. Just call him Freeman. Yeah, probably. I should probably do that. Yes. Alright. That's the IS basically. Pretty fun tank in my opinion. I've met Butcher to pronounce here my last name. I don't know if I want to try that, Daniel. I've heard Fujit say it. Has he butchered it, Daniel? Has he butchered it when he called you on your full name? Or your in-game name? Hey HR. Alright, let's move on to the IS-3, my favorite in the line, to be honest. So yeah, let me say this, let me talk about this first and I'm gonna get back to you guys. Alright, focus. IS-3. We have another 122, but it's a BL9, as it says right here, but I know that. Regardless, we still have 6 seconds. It doesn't get better. Oh, 6.3 is terrible. You finally have somewhat of a solid dispersion though. 0.36 is alright, I guess. I mean, it's better than 0.4, so, you know. Your DPM is basically the same, you get 66 more. Because it moves from 12.6 to 12.2. Really nice pendulum now. 225 and 265 is one of the highest in the tech trees. Along with like the MX50 100, which has like 230 something. And a Tiger with like 226, so with pen-wise it's up there. A nice APCR as well, 265. HE is basically the same as the tanks before, it's like 7mm difference. 400, 340 and 500, basically the standard 1 to 2 formula, right? And now you have 5 degrees. You have alright speed, in my opinion. I pretty much like it. 17 power to weight, 38 top, and 15 backwards, which is really nice for reverse side scraping. We'll get to that. And in terms of armor, let's talk about the armor. We have 200, 220, and then basically half for the others in the turret. 110 frontally, 90 and 60. And let's talk about this. This is, by the way, the same hull as the 704 without the spike nose. So frontally, this is a weak spot, and slight angle, this becomes a weak spot, slight angle, this becomes... One note, avoid this. These parts right here. Try to not shoot them. Well, it doesn't even... You don't even see it here too much. Well, is it even? One sec. Turn this camera. It is, okay, it just doesn't show through the camera. I was already confused, but yeah, these parts are basically just above the tank, so if you are in front of this tank, don't shoot here. It's not gonna pen. And even on a slight angle, you might have a chance, but the armor behind it, like there's a lot of space. I don't know if you can see it, but especially don't do it with heat, because how heat works, quickly explain it. You penetrate the armor, it explodes on impact, just like HE does, which means high explosive, you know. But it pierces through as long as it has penetration, but then it has to fly through the air again to get to the next part of armor. And during that flight, once heat explodes, it loses penetration. I don't know how much, I don't think it says it anywhere, but during this small duration of flight, it loses pen, and basically you can't pen there if you don't have like really high pen, I think. So also don't shoot here, because like you can't really see it, which is a bit annoying. Maybe here? Nah, you can't, but like behind there is a ray of just air and then armor, so don't shoot heat here. It's really dumb to do. What you can do is shoot this stripe here, I think. This is pennable though, because this is where it's basically armor again. Else turret, frontally you can't pen unless you hit the cupola. You are a bit above the tank and you have a high caliber, you can pen the roof. I don't remember how thick this is. In PC this was 20, I think. So even like low tiers could pen this. But I don't know for Blitz. Upper plate in general, not really pennable. Some heat tracks here, but they work. A reverse side scrape is something cool though. Let's take out the calculator again. Let's do let's do this again. Oh god. Alright, nice. By the way, that's my default background. So if you reverse side scrape, you wanna be probably like this. So you wanna not expose this part right here. Can I zoom in? I can. Alright, let's do that. So this part here is already pennable. This thing isn't. Once again, it's just like this part right here. There's air between it, so it's gonna be tough for you to pen. But this thing is already pennable. They can shoot on top here to pen your tank. They can also shoot your cupolas, of course. But you imagine this tank looks our way right now. You can of course over angle this thing and angle it this way and have it like this. But again, it starts to get into an angle where if they shoot here, they could penetrate you. And again, this thing is exposed, more or less, so you really have to be careful. Also, if you're moving back and forth, you start exposing this thing right here. So don't do that, that's very dumb. Stick on that wall that you have for yourself, because else you're exposing a weak part of your tank. If, of course, the tank is tall, something like an E100, which this thing doesn't meet, but theoretically, you know, it's very tall, it's gonna shoot here, you're fucked. So that's how reverse side scraping works, basically. I'm gonna try to show it in game. But yeah. Get this full screen again, turn this off, and this is how I play this, and let's move on. And let's catch up on chat, because I did talk a whole lot there. I'm not saying it, then I'm not trying it, Daniel. Very quick SE and K is like, I guess that also has to do with accent again. Use the 100 when grinding the tank better than the tier. That is true. Dark is making a good point here. Just pointing it out there. If you're grinding this tank, don't use this gun, because it's basically the gun. Shit. Use this thing instead. It has shittier accuracy, but that's like not a whole lot, but you get way better gun handling. You lose pen compared to this one, and alpha damage, of course. Wait, no. No, this isn't a drawback. I was just compared to the other gun. But you get way better gun handling. Still the 5 degrees, but you just, you know, it's a more comfortable gun to play with than this. So, good point, Dark. Thanks for pointing that out. Play this gun. After. No, I didn't catch up on chat yet. I guess this is fine. Whatever. Dark is leaving? Yeah. It's his time. Unless it bugs out again. Good night, Dark. And my team is not really sure what to do yet, it seems. And it's not fun. But I mean, look at this aiming circle. My god, is it tragic. I don't know where they're coming from. Let's position ourselves. I can show you really quickly how to properly reverse side spray. No, gotta improvise. 32 doesn't have great pen. There we go. Because he's forced to shoot my side. He's not gonna pen it. Which is a lot of spaced armor and just really well angled against him. Ah, he's not gonna peek again. Boring. Alright, let's take the bridge control then. Unless this guy comes back. This is bad for me though. Because the top half of my tank is exposed. Instead of just, you know, level playing field. In a way. Missed, luckily. Because this thing is very small in height. I fucked that up hard. I don't really want to go there though now because of the T-32. Don't feel it's a good thing. Not sure why he did that. Guy 6 fucked up. That's not great. The MX can't run though, as he stays behind that thing. He didn't. Also, don't try to sidescrape with this thing too much, which is one thing that I did not really pick up on, but so basically the more you angle in a sidescrape, the more you're making your front plate easier to pen. Also, we are basically already in a reverse sidescrape spot against that T3. Play this guy first, and then go to town. Good enough of an angle. I over-angled it? Or did you pen me? Let's see you. That means I need to fix it. Don't have gun depression too much here, which is strong. So we're gonna have to leave him be there. Oh god, he's quick. This guy is really fast on picking up on stuff. Alright, didn't have to commit then. That's nice. Come on. Henry 5 needs to make a move. He's still full, basically. And he's holding back, which doesn't make any sense. Ah yes, I hate this by the way. That makes no sense. Where's that armor coming from? Where? It's basically like the tracks from the IS-3, but they actually work. Like, but they are not visually there. I don't get that spot. It's so weird. Like, it makes no sense, right? Like, why is exactly that spot different? And a part different? Doesn't explain it at all. And GG. Senko, you're also having fun, yeah? Overmatched my engine deck? Did he? Alright, yeah, that could have probably been it. I don't know how much the armor is on the engine deck. Oh my god, can I not have this happen? Definitely plausible that he did overmatch the engine deck. I mean, you can even, like, let's say you're facing this thing frontally. Like, in an angle like this, you can see that and shoot it and pen. So, you know, that's just how it be. Good job, Dark. Well played. Outplaying the internet provider. Hell yeah. And the router. Thanks. Alright, time to go middle. Yeah, wait a minute. Alright. So we have 3 heavies here against 3, but they have an auto loader. I'm not happy with this death squad of heavies here. I want to go there, but he's cutting me off. I don't really want to stop moving either though. Go this way. You overmatched the roof and Blitz. You might, but I've tried it. Never really was aiming for it properly. I also always missed it, so maybe you can. I did mention it when we talked about the armor. But it's hard to hit, I must say. So it's probably not even worth going for. If even that you gotta hit it first, right? Like that's the point. Like first of all, you gotta hit for a tiny little piece of armor, and then second you gotta hit it as well. Just gonna be hard, especially if your enemy is constantly moving and not sitting still. Oh, there's the SU. Yes. 0.36 makes that way more than 0.4 tanks before, which do be kinda nice. I don't wanna over peak too much. That guy doesn't have great pen. Unless he hits my side, of course. Right into the track. Oh, this tiger's in a really awkward spot now, right behind me. I am not a fan. Van die Jugend. Not even here. Really? Boring. Hey, let's snap him. I think the Glacier can handle that VKA since he can't pen him reliably. 203mm pen against the Glacial is like... Good luck, dude. Why did I even try? What did I attempt just now? Like, come on, really. Yeah, I shot heat, by the way. Probably hit my track. I should be reloading before him. Sure. Teammate will play him across. Russia! Nice. 268 has a 152. Why? Oh no, he said even though. I mean, HR, you can be in a out of bounds angle. So overmatch works against out of bounds, so I don't know what happened. HR, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know, it's weird. It really is. I'm gonna try to maybe check that next year. I don't really bother. But yeah, that's the IS-3 for you. Some people were here to see how it works. Okay. Be aggressive, but not overly aggressive. Always keep your armor in mind. And yeah, that's all there is to it, really. I say time. Now this thing, ignore the armor entirely. Really, there's no point. It's basically like an IS, it can work, but don't rely on it, because why the fuck would you? The main selling point of this thing is the gun. And the speed, arguably. So finally got aim time! Compared to the tanks before. 4.1. 3.44 accuracy is also pretty neat. It's nice to have, let's put it that way. And some DPM as well. 9.8 seconds reload for 420 alpha damage. A solid 2.6 DPM, which is nice, you know. Nice to have as well. And a pen as well. It's basically the IS-4 gun. 258 and 340, meaning you can run this with or without calibrated, depending on, you know, what you prefer, DPM or pen. Again, 5 degrees of gun depression. A lot more speed than the IS-3 though, 17. How to wait is right. 50 top, 15 reverse. Nice mobility, but yeah, the armor is just... It's troll, but don't rely on it. Normal loadout again. Let's play. Really like the tank. Alrighty then. Time to get serious. Doesn't get ammo wrecked so often, in my opinion. Maybe I don't know. Is it not Ferris? Well, that's shame on you, I guess. Protective kit. Yeah, I mean, you could do that. You really could, instead of the fuel tanks. So the better fuel. Because, so that one down there, what you see in the middle of your screen above the health bar. Because, I mean, this thing is fast, right? It doesn't really need that. So you could go for protective kit here. That actually does make a lot of sense. But I never really have a problem with ammo rack in this tank. Or any of the tanks below. It's really just the IS-7. It's such a prominent spot because, first of all, it's the tank's weak spot, so people will shoot it regardless. And because, you know... Why is that FCM just going through? I guess we're living in that world now. That that FCM gets to go there. But yeah, you basically how you want to play this thing is either take it towards the mediums and bully them with your DPM and the extra bit of hit points that you have compared to them. Or you just try to somewhat out DPM the other heavies, because I think you got one of the highest tier 9 heavy DPMs. If not the highest, probably not 100% sure on it. Not having quite a good start here so far though, must say. Screwed over a bit there against that ML2, but what happens? Part of the game. As the next medium approaching. Would you look at that? Why is he complaining when he literally rushed into everyone? I don't understand those people. Like, I'm not gonna complain if I rush into 5 people. Literally. Maybe it's that he didn't get team support? But I mean, he suicided, right? Like, who would do that run through that? No one would. Nor would you expect a teammate to do it. Like, ever. So, I don't really understand this complaint. Didn't want to shoot just yet, because, you know, as I said before, the 704 has the IS-7's hole, so if you don't aim properly, you're gonna get screwed with the side. Is the VK? He's not gonna be able to. Yak Panther, was that really necessary? Thank you for the shield, but I don't need it. The Conk, yeah, I forgot about that. It does have more, but the K91 is surprising. Yeah. IS-3's Amarak is bad? I never had any problem with the IS-3 Amarak. Never. Oh, would you look at that? 5 Reaper medal. Nice. First class. So yeah, this thing is also very easy to ace. I'm having fun with it. Ryan Snow Globe on main. Not going too well. Don't really care. I'm gonna spend money anyway. Why would I care? As 2,700 best on that. Oh, that's surprising. Hey Peter, how are you doing? I didn't know the anyone had that much DPM. Never really bothered to look too much because I've not seen any good players in it really. So never bothered with it. Don't have it either, so why would I care, right? But that's just me. Let's see, ST1 and T92. Kinda wanna go there, like on the medium side. Let's do that. Support them. Because they got a tank less. No. That way. What are you doing? We're not going A here. Guys, come on. Ugh. Will you delete NA server? What do you mean, HR? Confused. I mean, Freeman, that's basically our system with the legendary camos and attachments. It's basically that. That's Blitz version of styles, basically. It's more or less the, how do you put it? The legendary camos though. Because of course not all of them have an attachment. Yeah, fucking expensive. But other than on PC, you can actually buy them, which is a good thing. Like if you really want a legendary camo or an attachment, you can always buy it. In Blitz you have to gamble for styles, which is not a nice thing, but because I would also actually love to buy some of them, because they really look sick as hell. Right? It's just how it be. Can I ram you? By the way, this thing is very fast, so you can actually try to ram people. Because it still weighs like a heavy tank. You know. Keep that in mind. Just because as it has the armor of a medium doesn't mean it hurts like a heavy. Or that it doesn't. We need to start decapping back. Can we like do that? Also, why is the E1 still alive? Oh wow. It's not even the reason for the cap, it's just straight up the STI. Well, I mean, the deck just got reset, so I guess that gives us a little bit of breathing space. But that's still not a whole lot to work with. Arguably. DMX to come a bit more. Come on, come on. Really don't want to risk pixel hunting here. I can go for a safer kill shot. Like that one, for example. Have a nice reset. The Hody is a one shot. Same as the E1. It's just really that STI that is really bothering me in his hit points. And the fact that my teammates keep complaining in the chat, it's really distracting. One of those reasons why I'm always considering to just straight up turn off the chat. Because it's so annoying, like come on. Like look at this. All of them did basically nothing and they are just crying in the chat constantly. Like, give me a break. Thank you. That helps. Ah, that didn't. The fact that he penned that neither. Yeah, whatever. I was not gonna win that. But I mean, that shows the limits of an IS-8 as well. Because the gun handling still is not that great, and the aim time holds you back. You will lose games like this because of exactly that. But yeah. It's ST1, Duca. So yeah. I'm really a fan of this tank, but these games just didn't. Yeah, let's actually turn off the chat here. It's very distracting. Other. Battle chat, there we go. I was looking for it. Alright, there we go. IS-7 time. Time to get Amarak, boys. Yay. I actually will, I'm not gonna. This point. So we get back to more aim time as the tank before, where it gone down to 4.1, goes up again to 4.9. Not too great, but your caliber goes up to a 130mm, you know, so kind of justified. You still have okay dispersion actually, which is nice. 2.6 DPM is basically about the same as an IS-8, I think. 10.6 seconds reload. 10.7, you know, to be straight. It's alright. 10 is okay. Actually, I'm gonna play this with calibrated because I'm not a fan of that premium pen. It's still garbage, 318. It's better than 303. 460, 390 and 600. And 6 degrees of gun depression, so you get an extra additional one. 2.4 DPM with calibrated, by the way. And actually, I want that aim time. Not sure why I put supercharger. I mean, the shells are kind of slow, but not that slow, I guess. Power to weight is alright. 18, just like with the IS-8. Very quick to accelerate. 50 top. Lean back. Really nice. And yeah, in terms of armor, there's not a lot to talk about really with this tank, I think. Low plates is weak spot. This is unpennable, other than from like a HOD frontally. Q angle, of course, this becomes weaker. This is pennable with medium heat on tier 10s if they use calibrated. And of course tank destroyers. Pretty much right, not too hard. You also have these weird cupolas which can be penned, but I mean no one else for them really. And they're pretty tough to hit because you gotta avoid all of this. And that's easy to do in a tank that is not accurate. And if you're like in an E100, you can shoot those. If you want to, you can always of course go for these spots behind them as well. Which I do think are pennable. Not too certain. And yeah, you can also reverse sidescope with this thing, but these plates make it harder. So maybe don't go for that. You can get HE in effect as well. Or hashed, more or less. So yeah. This is basically like an IS-3. But a bit tier for tier, it's better in the upper plate, but worse in the turret, I think. So yeah. But let's see what we can. By the way, my equipment loadout, sorry, is this. $190 would be cool for this tank. Probably. What is it for? Yeah, it's for 60. I mean, some full damage is a bit weird, scaling wise, with the caliber of the gun. I can't complain. We're not the development team or the balancing department, so that's not for us to decide. Of course. All we can do is suggest. Yeah, let's see where this is going to be going. I don't want to play there because oh, what the hell? Because I would have to look into this and that direction, so that is not a space to go, especially with a turret traverse that is as slow as this tank. So here is really where I want to go, where I can also work with hull traverse speed a bit, which also is not great. But yeah, don't worry, Layla, that is fine. Also, this tank is very small in height compared to other heavy tanks, like, you know, the Germans and all of those. So pretty much typical Russian. Very tiny comparison. You can make ridge lines work. And this is not a turret and can't be snapped either. Which does make it comfortable on ridge lines, but still not a tank. Shot a bit delayed there, that was my mistake. The tortoise is looking. See? Yeah. Oh god, what is he doing? Why is he going after helpless tier 9s? And I'm literally here. This is an issue on this tank, by the way. The turret traverse. I mean, look at this. Look how slow that is. That is awkward. Especially since, like, what am I gonna do? Turn my hull to hell? Oh my god, it's just giving up. I don't like this game. I hate people who give up their game. Like, I would at least sweat for the damage. Come on. Really, this is just boring. I don't like this. Even if, yes, sure, if someone gives up or they drown or they kill themselves. Good for me, right? Because I'm more likely to win, but it just makes the game boring. Yeah, it does actually do that, rightly. Because of the size, you can outspot some heavies. Because most of them don't have any camo value all too much, like the mouse is like 1%, I think, right? And less than 1% when it fires. It's just how. I see, Senko, you're having a lot of fun. But yeah, let's see. Last game for tonight. Let's make it work. If you time over. There we go. There we go. With no stalking today, which is interesting. Mouse has better camo than a 183? Don't think it does. Because it's a lot dependent on tank height, and the mouse is taller than a 183. But when shooting, the 183 has less, yes. That is for sure. Because the higher you the caliber of your gun, the more you lose camo when shooting, obviously, right? Just makes sense. And I mean, the 183 has the biggest caliber in the goddamn game, so you're not gonna stay unspotted on that thing, unless you're like across the map, out of view range. When it goes to like 400 meters, there's nothing else closer. But otherwise, you're pretty much always spotted when. The hell is that enemy team doing? Are they city? Why are people going city? A TED talk. Ah, I wanted to try to angle up my side a bit, but he just straight up high rolled for 750. That bastard. That hurt a lot. I'm a bit screwed here. I'm between rock and a hard place. Literally. Because those 268s could double up on me. Not a big fan of. And I can do that, by the way. Didn't know. And do that with AP. It's really something else when you play against tier 10 TDs in your heavies. Your armor profile more or less gets nothing done. Nothing I can do on that, really. Other than hope for the team to help. I'm not sure why his team, like his platoon mate, didn't help him. Yes. That is a thing I don't know. Guess I'm gonna leave it to those two guys. They have the alpha too. Oh god. Fighting that guy after just having fought with a 268 is not fun. He shoots heat, I'm just straight up dead. AP I might have a chance. Second. Wiggle! There we go. I'm shooting premium rounds. By the way, that's more or less a weak spot for the IS-7. Because you're shooting onto the hull. Makes it easy to pen. You can do it with AP, but I just want to go sure to do the damage here, really. Guess I could shoot the hull as well. It's easier to shoot that, in fact. As long as he doesn't turn his turret that way. God damn it. There we go. So, we didn't get ammo wrecked today. Yes! Mission accomplished. And that nails it for this Tech Tree Showcase. Get rid of all of these. Can I? There we go. And that leaves just one tank left to be showcased. The 140. Now, why did we keep this for last and was never in a poll? Because, nope, that's not where we wanted to go. Because the 140 has the exact same line as the 62A. And that's boring. obviously. I could have made it in one Tech 2 showcase and played both. That would have actually been smart, thinking about it now. So that wasn't clever on my behalf. But it was basically a backup in case they would, you know, buff anything in this line, change something. Because it is the exact same line. Split off. No, it's the exact same. So either I did both in one stream, which I didn't really want to do, for thumbnail and title reasons as well. Or I just, you know, give Wargaming a chance to possibly have them change something in this line. And use that in the 140, but that didn't change. You know, nothing happened. So we're doing that. Could have done the light versus mid. I have, Runtley. In the 62A Tech 2 showcase, I played one game in the light, one tank in the medium, one tank in the light, one tank in the medium. That's what I did for the Tech 2 showcase. Because there's no point to not show both. I also did that in other lines. Let me find an example. I have to find an example as well first. I need an example. Ah, here. This one first. SB1C splits into 2 tanks, so I would go play one in the Indian and one in the RU. And that's what I did. Okay. You know, what did I admit, Kara? No, currently there's not really a point in that, I think. I don't think we heard any news on getting Russian light tanks anytime soon. I don't think so, at least. Yeah, this is basically it. We're doing this. This is our last line to Tech 2 showcase. Of course, if there comes one in the future, we will be streaming that. But for now then, that will be the last one. After that stream, so between 28th and 31st, I will probably have one last Tech 2 showcase episode, which will be my most hated tank of each tier. Like we did my most favorite at episode 11, I think, which was planned for 10, and I'm an idiot, so, you know. But yeah, that was it for today's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Hope you wish you all a good end of the weekend as well. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you all again next time. Bye bye.